Section 1. Digital Demagogues, the Rise of Far-Right Influencers. The digital age has given rise to a new breed of demagogue. Far-right influencers, empowered by social media, spread messages of hate and division. They exploit algorithms reaching millions. Their tactics: fear-mongering, disinformation, and targeted harassment. This is a global phenomenon, with dire consequences for democracy and human rights. These figures are not lone wolves. They are part of a networked ecosystem. They amplify each other's messages, creating echo chambers of extremism. This online activity spills into the offline world, fueling real-world violence and discrimination. We must understand this phenomenon to combat it. Section 2. Platforms of Hate Amplifying Extremism Online. Social media platforms designed for connection have become breeding grounds for hate. Algorithms prioritize engagement, often rewarding the most outrageous content. Far-right influencers understand this. They tailor their messages for virality, spreading like wildfire across the web. The Christchurch mosque shootings in 2019 provide a chilling example. The perpetrator, radicalized online, live-streamed his attack. This act of terrorism, fueled by online hate, underscored the real-world consequences of digital extremism. Platforms must be held accountable for the content they amplify. Section 3. Real-world, real harm, from online vitriol to offline violence. The consequences of far-right online extremism are not limited to the digital realm. They manifest in tangible ways, impacting individuals and communities. Hate speech online translates to hate crimes offline. Victims face harassment, threats, and violence. The rise of far-right populism is inextricably linked to this online ecosystem of hate. These movements thrive on division and fear, often targeting minorities and vulnerable groups. The 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, a tragic example, showcased the deadly convergence of online hate and offline violence. In this section, titled Under the Surface Disinformation, Conspiracy, and the Erosion of Trust, we delve into how far-right influencers weaponize disinformation. They do not merely spread conspiracy theories, they actively erode trust in institutions and sow discord. Their goal is not to engage in good faith debate, but rather to undermine democratic norms and values. One stark example is the QAnon conspiracy theory, a sprawling web of baseless claims that has originated online and infiltrated mainstream politics, demonstrating the real-world impact of online disinformation. This erosion of trust poses a significant threat to democratic societies. In combating the tide strategies for resistance and reclaiming the narrative, we explore how confronting the threat of far-right online extremism requires a multi-pronged approach. It's essential to challenge hate speech, promote media literacy, and support victims of online harassment. This is not a battle for governments or tech companies alone, it demands collective action. Civil society organizations play a crucial role in this fight. They monitor online hate, counter disinformation, and advocate for stronger regulations. Moreover, individuals have a responsibility too. We must be critical consumers of information, report hate speech, and engage in respectful dialogue. In a collective responsibility, the role of tech giants, governments, and individuals, we address how tech giants bear a responsibility to address the spread of hate and extremism on their platforms. They must invest in content moderation, improve algorithmic transparency, and cooperate with researchers studying online hate. Governments have a role to play as well. Legislation is needed to combat online hate speech and disinformation while protecting free speech rights. Education is key. We must equip young people with the critical thinking skills to navigate the digital landscape safely and responsibly. Ultimately, combating far-right extremism online requires a collective effort. We must work together to build a more inclusive, tolerant, and democratic digital world.